Hello, my name is James Kennedy, and I've been tasked with creating a presentation on web workflow and task runners. First, I'll be going through the process of site creation in general. So what is a web design workflow? Basically, it is the overarching structure of the process of starting to create a website, some sort of idea, and turning it into an actual tangible thing. There are various steps to completion, which I will go through, and there are various tools which can assist in this process, which I will also go through. So first, what is it that is wanted out of this website? What is the goal here? Is it a chat site? Is it a image hosting site? Is it a forum? Various different needs can be served through applications and websites on the internet. So which one does this fit? And optimally, a website will do basically one thing, but do it very well. If it's trying to do more things than it was originally designed to do, or too many different things, you may end up to be a jack of all trades, but a master of none. And in this case, that is not preferable. All right, in developing the structure of a site, the bones of a site, what can we do to facilitate a design which accomplishes the goal efficiently, well, the mechanics behind it, what tools will be used, this sort of thing. Design and production. Essentially, this is the implementation phase of both the goal setting, design, and previous step. In this stage, the website is actually created, built. Now, this is probably arguably the most important phase in web application or website development, the testing phase. No human being is perfect, at least that currently resides on the earth. And as a result, there will be bugs, there will be things in the website which facilitate some sort of thing which will make user experience less than optimal. This can be a visual bug, an advertisement popping up under their mouse. Some sites do that intentionally, and it's very annoying. To anything from things very somewhat innocuous to things like cross-site scripting and SQL injection, which can lead to a user base's passwords being dumped. And most people tend to use similar passwords for various applications, so you may have a serious vulnerability if your site or your application is vulnerable to either of these two main forms of web application exploitation. And for those of you that don't know, a cross-site scripting attack is when you use your version of a website to attack other users' versions of that website in their browser. And a SQL injection attack is when you use an open-ended input field to access server information. For instance, you could, in the password field, pass an entire JavaScript function which calls and dumps the login information of all the users into an email, which is then sent to you if you do not sanitize the input field. And the method of doing that is basically you send your input field through an application which sanitizes it, detects a like .js, for instance, or specific characters which are key in using SQL, like add, drop, post, these sorts of things. And this testing can be performed internally and externally as well. There are various consulting companies out there which will do web application testing. One major one, at least where I'm currently located in Arizona, is Bishop Fox. They're a pen testing security firm, and most of what they do is just web application testing for various clients. All right, now we talked about how to create a website, which I assume we're all familiar with. Now we're going to talk about some tools to facilitate the process. In my research, I came across Trello. It's a very nice UI, and I think that's very important for any tool that you're going to stare at a lot. It's got to look good. It's got to work well, and Trello accomplishes that. You can basically organize a project in steps, good task and backlog management. It's very good. Wireframe.cc is actually the tool I use to design the wireframe layout of the website, which we designed in this class. It's very intuitive, and it has the capability to shift your wireframe from full screen to tablet size to mobile phone size screen options very, very quickly, very, very easily. You can basically assign these to different layers and then alternate through them. Very intuitive, easy to use, solid web application. We are all very familiar with GitHub by virtue of this class, having used GitHub Pages for hosting our websites. If you were to use this in an enterprise situation, it would basically take the form of testing for various bugs. You'd host your website here before putting it into production, shipping it out, going on the live servers, that sort of thing. Very good version control here as well. If there is a version of the website which does not have an error which you are currently experiencing, you can use that to debug. It's a very, very good site. Probably the most commonly used code sourcing or hosting site. All right, now we're going to talk about task runners. And these are things which make our lives easier, which I am always a fan of. All right, so what are task runners? So there's a common theme in programming that the name of something kind of denotes what it does. Like JavaScript is a language which uses syntax similar to Java, but not really, and it's a scripting language. Just as an example. So basically what a task runner does is run tasks. Go figure. Basically, it's a tool which is capable of automating tasks which we ourselves would have to do repeatedly in the web development process, which can save us time and energy and finger strength. These things include image optimization, which I am very grateful for because I absolutely hate working with images. I find it to be tedious, and using a task runner, such as the ones which I will discuss here in a minute, makes it just a little bit easier. Minifying code and file compilation are nice too, I guess. All right, just like in most things, we are spoiled for choice in terms of task runner options. The 5 main ones, which I could find, which are written in JavaScript, are grunt, brunch, gulp, broccoli, and cake. I don't have any answer as to why they're all named like weekend activities. The one I will focus on is grunt because it's by far the largest. And basically, the way that it works is it reads a grunt file, which is a config file for the task runner application, which then goes through and executes the configured task. And here, the way it works is that basically it can do all of these things which I have on the screen here. In terms of CSS, it can compile Sass into CSS. It can update the banner. JavaScript, it can check for errors. It can concatenate all of your scripts. I know in the website assignment, I had like 4 or 5 scripts just at the bottom. It can make all of those into one, just to kind of simplify it. Make it nice for you. Very, very good things here with the task runners. It can also run browser sync, watch for file changes, images. As I mentioned, it can optimize images from various file types, including JPEG, PNG, GIF, probably. It's a very, very good thing here, task runners. So in short, the thing which we should take away here is that task runners are there to make our lives easier, and the process of developing a website can be made much simpler if the tedious, busy work, so to speak, is automated. And this is accomplished through task runners. All right, I hope you enjoyed the presentation. Again, my name is James Kennedy, and I will see y'all later.